Right, Orlando, I'm going to begin just by saying, this is a very kind of interesting time, quite sort of socially and politically. How kind of important it is that we have kind of films that are reflecting kind of this kind of modern contemporary landscape?
I think it's important. Interestingly, we shot this movie 2 years ago, so it is funny that it should be as current and relevant as it is today, considering we shot it so long ago, that time ago. But it's you know, tragically, the world we live in today, it feels like this is something that could happen. A biological terrorist attack on any big city around the world is something that, God forbid, will never happen. But you know, who knows? Where we live in crazy times, and so awareness and is key. And this story is a thrilling, ride through London, and you've got like, a kind of Bourne-esque style movie with that strong female lead in Noomi. But it's I like those kinds of movies, so I hope people do.
And I mean, despite the big kind of political ramifications and stuff, I mean, there is a kind of comedic undercurrent which your character provides quite a lot of. I mean, I think there's one line he sort of says, "I bloody love a tagine," and I think the whole room started laughing. And I bloody love a tagine. But I was just wondering, was that an improvised line? I mean, would you give him much kind of license by Michael in that regard to?
Yeah, a lot of that I threw in. Yeah. He was originally, the character was very kind of a buttoned-up, straight-laced sort of MI5 character, and it felt like I've seen that a million times before. And I was like, "Can I do something a bit unique with this?" And he was like, "Absolutely, so long as you, enjoy yourself." And so I did, and we had a bit of fun with it.
Because I mean, I do lots of interviews with actors and that have worked with kind of first-time filmmakers. I always say there's this kind of infectious enthusiasm that derives from a first-time filmmaker. But just how important, how much do we take for granted the experience that you will get with a director like Michael?
A lot. You take it a lot for granted, and you don't when you're on set with them. Let me tell you, because the experience that he had on the set was just, it gave a lot of confidence to everyone around, and I think you see it in the end product.
And of course, we've got another Pirates of the Caribbean movie just on the horizon. Will Turner must be a character you're pretty fond of these days.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great, and my son loves him more than anything, which is fantastic. And I really just bookend that movie, so I'm the beginning and end of the film, so I don't have a huge amount. But I will say that it's a fantastic film. I think they've kind of brought it back to the original, and that narrative of the original film is very similar in this, and it works. It's not overloaded with special effects and visual effects and stuff.
Because I mean, you've made kind of several kind of fantasy films. Obviously, the Lord of the Rings franchise and the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise spring to mind. But do you find it easier to connect kind of emotionally and intimately with a character, like say in Unlocked, which is steeped in the real world, more so than you would a fantasy, or do you think it's more dependent just on what's on the page?
I think it's about the writing and what's on the page, and how that sparks someone's imagination.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey